Welcome to Alpha Insights. I'm Nate. Today we're unpacking fresh momentum in U.S. cannabis policy and a big financing move from a major operator. I've got Ryan with me. Ryan, great to have you on. And hey, listeners, remember, if you have questions as we go, you can ask us at stockalpha.ai.
Thanks, Nate. Happy to be here. There's a lot happening right now. Policy nudges in New York, Hawaii, and even a ballot test in Texas. And then a big capital markets reminder from Curaleaf. All of it matters for investors. Right.
Okay, start with the New York move. What exactly are lawmakers proposing, and why should investors care?
So the short version is, lawmakers filed companion bills to let licensed liquor and wine retailers get permits to sell low-dose cannabis beverages. That's not full recreational rollout, but it leverages a huge existing retail footprint. For a beverage producer, that can speed distribution because you're using stores consumers already visit.
So, the real question here is, does putting cannabis drinks next to beer and wine actually change sales?
Absolutely. Placement matters. Consumers discover products where they shop. If low-dose drinks are available at more outlets, you shorten the path from awareness to trial. That can lift volume faster than waiting for new cannabis-only stores to open.
How fast could that happen if the bills pass?
It depends on the permit process, but using existing retailers can be pretty quick operationally. Look for pilot programs or partnerships first. Beverage makers will likely push for shelf space and co-marketing deals. For investors, early distribution partnerships are a leading indicator of potential revenue growth.
Interesting.
And to add to that, even limited permission for low-potency products can create a wedge. Consumers who start with low-dose formats may graduate to other products once they're in the regulated system.
Let's pivot to Texas. Some voters will see legalization language on the Democratic primary ballot on March 3rd. How is that different from a statewide legalization campaign?
It's an early test. Ballot language in a primary isn't the same as passing a statewide law, but it gauges voter appetite in a huge market. If turnout and support are strong, it signals political momentum that could attract investment and commercial planning in the region. Timing matters here. Early voting is already underway, so results on March 3rd will give us an early read on whether activists are moving public opinion in a big southern state.
And Hawaii. The Senate advanced a limited legalization bill, but the House delayed broader reform. What's your read?
That's classic incrementalism. The Senate is okay with low-dose, low-potency legalization, and the House is holding off on sweeping changes until next year. For tourist-heavy markets like Hawaii, even small legalization steps create new revenue pockets. Think special tourist licenses and regulated retail that taps vacation spending.
Right.
Now, the corporate side. Curaleaf closed a private placement for $500 million in senior secured notes, carrying an 11.5% coupon, due in 2029. That's a big deal.
11.5% is high.
Yeah, that's a good point. It secures liquidity, which is important for a large multi-state operator. But at that coupon, you're putting real pressure on cash flow and margins. High interest costs are a near-term headwind until they can refinance or pay down debt.
So from an investor's lens, how do you balance the policy upside with these financing headwinds?
You have to be selective. Policy wins expand the addressable market over months and years. That's a positive. But companies with weak balance sheets will see those financing costs eat into free cash flow. Favor businesses that show clear retail routes, partnership traction, and credible paths to profitability. And watch which companies are raising expensive capital versus those building sustainable cash generation.
What should listeners watch in the coming days and weeks?
Track legislative calendars in New York and Hawaii. If New York moves retailer permit language through committees, distribution expansion could be a quick story. Watch Texas turnout on March 3rd for a political signal. On the corporate side, listen for Curaleaf's commentary about how they'll use proceeds and whether they outline refinancing plans.
Any practical signs investors can look for to spot real consumer traction?
Yes, partner announcements with liquor or wine retailers. pilot program results for low-dose beverages, and early sales data from regulated markets. On the fund side, flows into major cannabis ETFs and activity in big names like Curaleaf and Tilray will tell you whether the market is betting on policy-driven growth or worried about margin pressure.
All right, quick reactions. Summarize your advice in one line for listeners building positions.
Be selective, favor balance sheet strength and clear distribution paths, and treat policy wins as multi-month catalysts, not immediate guarantees.
Got it. Before we wrap, a reminder for listeners. If you have questions about anything we discussed today, you can ask us directly at stockalpha.ai. We answer listener questions live. And for more market insights, head over to stockalpha.ai. Ryan, thanks for breaking this down.
Thanks, Nate. Great conversation.